Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In Surah Baqarah, verse 286, Allah says, La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha, laha ma kasabat wa alayha maktasabat. And the translation of this verse is that on no soul does Allah place a burden greater than it can bear. It gets every good that it earns. It suffers every ill that it earns. Now, as we have seen in the previous episodes, tests and difficulties will come. They come so that we can achieve our true potential and we can strive in the cause of Allah. And they also come so that we can realize the true state of our iman and improve it before it's too late. But sometimes you feel that your test is so intense or it's so prolonged that it will break you, while others don't seem to experience such difficult tests. In fact, at times the test can be so hard that you start to feel as if Allah hates you, Allah has abandoned you, or you start to feel as if Allah has reserved all the tests of life just for you. Now, as explained in this verse, Allah only tests a soul as much as it has the capacity to bear. He never burdens a person with a test that he does not have the ability to overcome because he doesn't have the right skills or qualities for it. So before Allah places a test on someone, He ensures that the individual has the exact set of traits and qualities that he needs to fight the test and to emerge successful. This is the reason different people experience different tests. Those whom Allah has given more strengths and more capabilities will be tested more severely so that their amazing hidden potential can be discovered and they can start doing the work that Allah has designed them for. So for instance, if you remember, I mentioned in the previous episode that each of us has a unique set of skills and qualities that Allah has bestowed us with that are ideal to survive in our environment and face our obstacles. But it is also ideal for the special work that Allah has designed for us. Therefore, the greater is your potential and qualities, the greater will be your tests, because only then will you realize your true strengths and you can then commence the journey Allah has prepared for you. So it's like taking a math class. Not all students are at the same level. Some find maths easy to comprehend, others find it very difficult. They struggle with maths. The students have different potential. Now, if the same exam is given to everyone and they all are put in the same class, those with more potential will easily score 100% with minimum effort, while those who struggle with maths will spend hours and hours studying and still end up scoring an average of 50%. Now, such a system would not be fair. But instead, if the math class was split between Group A and Group B, with Group A containing all the students who had a greater potential in maths, and Group B containing all those with less potential in maths, then the system becomes fair. The teacher can teach both classes at a different pace and she can give different exam papers in the end. So Group A will have a more difficult exam that is in accordance with their potential. Group B will have a comparatively easier exam that is in accordance with their potential. Now students in Group A will have to work for hours and hours just to score 80% given how tough their exam is. And students in Group B will have to work hours and hours to score 80% in their exam. Now, if a student from Group A were to see the exam being given to the students of Group B, he would feel that the system is unfair because he would realize that Group B students have a very, very easy paper as compared to the paper he has to give. But what he fails to realize is that even though the exam papers are different, the amount of effort being made by both groups in order to get 80% is exactly the same. So therefore, if your tests are more intense and they are prolonged as compared to others, this actually means two things. Firstly, it means Allah knows you have a greater strength. He knows you have greater qualities, enabling you to accomplish so much more in the cause of Islam. But to unleash that great potential that is inside of you, He needs to place greater and more difficult tests on you. Now, I know at this point, many people who are going through a difficult test, they find it hard to believe that they can have any kind of strength or quality that enables them to do something great in the cause of Islam. The truth is, what you are capable of doing is something that only Allah knows. And as I mentioned before, Allah is the one who prepares you and grooms you for the service that He wants from you. You need to learn to trust Allah and His plan, and at the same time never underestimate your capabilities. Never underestimate the actual kind of work that you can do in the cause of Islam. And the second thing that you have to remind yourself is that if you are being tested more severely, it is because you have a greater potential. And you might feel that the people around you are not tested as severely as you. But be rest assured, Allah's system is very fair. Even though their test in comparison might be easier, they are struggling just as much as you are to pass Allah's tests. The tests are all different. The nature of the struggle is the same. So don't grieve over your hard tests. No soul will have a burden placed on it more than it can bear. Assalamu alaikum.